So okay, we're back. We're back.
We're back, folks.
Medical emergency. We're good though.
Whew. I had to tinkle on a jellyfish sting. Ooh. It's the only way to stop the sting, you know? I think it's the only way. Or Tylenol. But I figured, where's the fun in Tylenol?
Yeah, unless you're abandoned on an island somewhere. There's probably other methods too. We should probably look into that.
Is it gross to pee on yourself, by the way?
I don't think so.
Is it gross to poop on yourself?
That's a little different.
A little difficult or different?
Well,
Both.
I guess. Well, yeah, I guess both. I'll go with the simplistic answer. Yes, both of those are difficult.
Fair. So we were discussing Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I worked there, and it was next to a mental health institution. And one of the people would come in all the time, and he'd call and make sure that new releases, and we talked to him for like 30 minutes, make him feel good. He'd come in, and we'd cheer him up. And he always kind of came alone. I guess there's different varying levels, so they're allowed to just wander freely. And one time I was driving to work, and he was out there in the middle of the intersection of a really busy street, and he was directing traffic. And he was directing two cars to hit each other.
Oh no! My God. Well, like, if you're a stranger, do you recognize this? And you're like, arr, arr, arr. He says, "Go, don't go."
Yeah, that's exactly what
I don't see his badge. And you're like, wait
He's wearing a blue shirt, but you have no idea.
Yeah, you're like, something's off here with this gentleman.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything to stop him from doing it, but I definitely came upon the intersection, saw him, and then two cars were constantly stop-starting and being confused and looking at each other. And then I think I drove through.
You did your deed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I talked to him for 30 minutes in the video. So.
Oh, did you talk to him? Oh, well,
yeah, I did.
You saved that.
I'm a good guy. This is the theme of the broadcast right now. I'm a good guy. I'll save you your 50 cents, and I'll talk to you no matter who you are.
Wow.
30 minutes is my limit for life, though.
Magnanimous. Well, let's move on to the next riveting subject here.
Yeah, a little warm-up, a little fresh topic. What's the fresh topic?
Today's fresh topic? I think it's water.
It's water? You want to talk about recovery from the flood? Some things I was amazed about.
Oh, amazement. Go ahead, bring me some amazement. What, by the way, old Harvey moved the hell out, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. But the streets are mostly flooded still.
Oh, I imagine. Like, is it some streets are like, oh, we're fine, we're emptying very slowly, or some like, we're never going to empty because this is ridiculous?
I don't know. It's weird because I was driving around and there are certain streets that had easily 2 feet of water on them, and they'd be next to other streets which had like over a foot of water, but they were like draining rapidly. So it was like, even though the streets were side by side, there was one that was like rapidly emptying, and the other one was just not doing anything. And there were people trying to drive through it and getting stuck. After the storm.
That's your house. What do you wait? Like, what if it's your house and you're like, everyone else's street's clear? I can't wait.
I could understand that, but right next to that road, there was a parking lot for retail shops. You could just park there and walk.
In there and walk. Yeah, I guess so.
But I guess people are completely illogical, and their brains reset. Like at a certain point, they're just like, "Oh, everything's fine again," and that's one of the things I want to talk about, because it's weird to know that like a large percentage of your city is like underwater and so many people need help, and you feel like compelled to help them, but like I don't have a car, I can't drive through that stuff, I don't have a truck, I don't have a boat, and I could donate, which I will, and I could donate my time, but I feel like most of the areas are pretty far away from me, so I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. But I guess getting on the topic is more so that, well, like, how long does it take until you reset yourself or you readjust to a new normal and then you just do your thing? So I see people like out for jog, which seems very odd, like the day after a major storm.
Right. After everyone lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if they didn't lose everything, or even if they did, but they wanted to jog, who are you to stop them from jogging?
Exactly.
If that makes them feel good or whatever, it's a good point.
Yeah, people just trying to keep busy. Like, I was cleaning out my car, and I was just like, this is kind of weird. Like, I feel like I should be, like, nervous or worried or helping people, or, I don't know. I feel guilty a little bit.
Yeah, that applies to a lot of things. Like, what about on your wedding day? Like, if you're blowing your nose or like being like, hey, I gotta clean my ears. Well, no, I guess you would clean your ears for your wedding day. Like there are certain mundane human things that we do in everyday
Like
life.
holding in a
that
fart.
don't- Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, like on a wedding day, that seems so weird. It's like it doesn't belong. Like, and I almost feel like we apply that to tragedy. You know, like what? Like if God forbid your father dies or something, and you're standing there over him, and you're holding in a fart. Like, do you know what I mean? You're like, but it's possible. I mean, the fart has nothing to do with the passing of a relative. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And if it was my dad, I think if he were alive, he would laugh at
You would
it.
say,
He'd lean over and just, and you're just like,
let it
you
loose.
gotta look around and be like, was it the corpse? Like,
Can you believe this thing? This thing.
Oh man.
Not good.
Yeah, it's dark, but I love it. Oh man.
It is. So what else is going on down there? Like, if you look around, can you see like FEMA trucks anywhere? I said FEMA. I'm not really sure what that is. Or like police trucks everywhere? Are there like rescue boats at places? I don't know.
So there's like a few things. There's like I went to the store and certain like signs like Ross, their sign fell down, so they're like the ROSS is just scattered. It just looks
Kind of a
weird.
cool detail. I never would. That's funny.
Yeah, it's
I never would have thought about the Ross sign.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then like you hear like alarms for like different retail stores and sirens and stuff.
Still going
Still
off.
going. Like no one has ever returned to the store. So I passed by it 2 times within like a 48-hour period, and it was still going off. So it's just like after a while you're just like, oh, that stupid store.
Oh, that old siren.
Yep.
Old jokey siren. Weird.
Yeah, and then there's cop cars and fire trucks and stuff going back and forth, and helicopters. Every like hour or so I hear a couple helicopters fly by.
Can you treat this at all like anytime a natural-ish disaster or a weather phenomenon happened when I went to school, especially college, you could essentially do whatever you want class-wise for like a full extra week more than you could. Like there'd be a blizzard that kept everyone indoors. You couldn't move for 3 days, and they canceled class. But really, by the fourth day, you can get to kind of anywhere on campus.
Mm-hmm.
I would totally not show up to classes for like an extra week and just be like, the storm messed up me and my family. And I'd be like, that's fine, whatever. Like, are you expected to go back to work like tomorrow?
This is one thing I'm kind of like. I feel like I'm weird about it because I don't like answering calls from work when I'm not at work. So
Because you feel like they're using your time.
yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that and they want to keep
You
tabs
like a
on
good
me.
deal.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't like the people keeping tabs on me. So like people
Yeah,
calling me and then emailing me and seeing like they like have like this emergency network to make sure you're okay. I understand that because you could have died.
Right. So you just answer back, fine. Yeah,
Period.
with the period at the end, so they know it's like, whoa, this guy does not want to be bothered.
Yeah.
He ended that sentence.
And if I accidentally like, that's the difference though. Is that I accidentally pick up the phone because I didn't look at who's calling me, then I'm completely normal. It's like I'm happy you called and like you're joyous
I'm
and stuff.
so glad. I just want to go to work again.
Can't wait for it. But it's actually closed for a week. I think almost everything is closed for a week.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Except for the grocery stores, which I am amazed. Yesterday morning, there was a line of people, which was probably 100 people, and they're waiting for people to actually open the store, like cashiers and stuff, to come. And when they open the doors, I'm going to tell this in my perspective here. So I was fiendishly worried that I didn't have enough milk because my son like really loves milk and he complains and just shrieks and I just
needs milk.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is who all the emergency milk and bread are for.
Yes.
It's Dan.
It's all
There
those
you go.
no
And
children, those damn children. How dare they?
And peanut butter and jelly and milk, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And
So you're probably not a
ramen.
peanut butter and jelly. Ramen? Oh yeah, so that.
So I enter the store and they have us funneled off to the left side, which actually like sweeps by this. They have a Starbucks in there.
So you were waiting with all these 100 fiends, just waiting for it to open?
Yeah, and I guess we were all making friendly conversation, but secretly we're like, "Don't take that last milk, or I'm gonna."
Was there a forum on? Was there a forum one where it said the supermarket will open at 8? Everyone line up tomorrow.
No one knew when it was going to open. I actually drove there, and they said, "We don't know. We're waiting for people." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to wait in this line." And then I went elsewhere, and I looked all the way around, and it was no better elsewhere.
You came back.
Yeah, I came back like an hour later. and it was still waiting. And then I jumped in line, and it was still like an hour wait.
Wow.
The amazing thing is, like I come through, walk by Starbucks, and I need milk, and I see these little cartons of milk in Starbucks, and I'm like, I just take a couple of these just in case they don't, and then I'll take a couple more, and I started hoarding them, and I was like, oh no, I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But it's
getting all your milk from Starbucks.
Yeah, it's natural to like want to like you're estimating how much you really need. But having 8 of these little cartons in your cart, you're like, I feel like a dick now. And then I thought I was only going to grab a couple things, but then I started walking through the store like, what if there's a rush of people? Like, what if they all need all of this stuff?
Everything runs out real quick for a quick while.
What if it happens again?
Interesting.
So
it's the brain. There's some interesting stuff there.
I spent easily double the amount of time I normally would because I was carefully thinking about what I really needed and putting stuff back because I felt like a jerk. But
you were like the bag chip clip. You know, the big clip
yeah.
You put on the bags, and you had 2 of them, and you were like, well, if we open a bag of chips and I want to close it, and you're like, that's ridiculous. There'll be more of these. And as you put it down, you're like,
someone's like,
what if there aren't?
Someone reaches out and grabs it.
Yeah, you're like, I'll hold on to this.
Yeah.
I was thinking of having chips later.
Yeah.
And also some Fritos.
I'm going to justify all my choices.
Open some Tostitos. Yeah. And at that point, you have to buy more chips. Back to the chip aisle. We're doubling up on chips.
Yep. The amazing thing is, usually dairy's at the back of the store. So you don't really, you're kind of feeling out like what products are there. And you're like, okay, certain aisles, they're kind of a little bare. And I'm walking back. And then the milk is completely filled. I was like, they actually had stock come in and they're actively filling it as people are taking like 2 gallons apiece. It's like that person in the back that you never see. They're just like sliding in 2 gallons at a time.
Yeah,
so
you can see them. You really
you can see their dainty
cuts.
Wrists as they slid.
You can see the working cuts.
All those calluses on their fingertips.
Yeah. From years of moving milk down the slide. Yeah. Making sure the newer dates are in the back. Yep, we know.
That's like is it Bolshevik Revolution where they had everyone show their hands, and if their hands had been like decalloused or didn't have calluses on them, they would shoot them because they were upper class or something.
Oh, that's pretty rough. I feel like drummers did okay though, folks. Am I right? Yeah. Am I right? How
would you feel if your profession made you so that you had perfect hands, like beautiful, like if you were like maybe like you worked with milk and like you were like you constantly had milk on your hands, but it made it so it was so smooth and buttery.
So they were beautiful, yeah. Like a woman's hands.
Or if like they were like they're executing people one after one, and then you show your hands and you have beautiful hands, and they just look at your hands and they go, "Oh, those are beautiful," and they just like skip over.
David Duchovny in Zoolander.
Yeah,
the hand model.
The hand model, baby.
Prior to the can. We're not like the other models. We think on our feet.
Yeah,
I think he says
not like the face and body boys.
Yes, sir. That's the line. Good call.
So yeah, that was amazing.
Face, body, beauty. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just amazed that they actually refilled everything. That people are actually there to work, and then everyone helping each other and all the good stuff. It's heartwarming. I'll say that everyone's doing a great job.
I actually say everyone at home donate. I mean, do whatever. Are you keen? I almost tried to combine keen and cool as one word. Keen. Red Cross is like not a good charity.
They're like a bad percentage charity.
Yeah, like apparently like a lot of their money goes to all their people before it goes to whatever, and apparently, right, which I'm not even knocking. I mean, you have to pay your overhead if you have overhead. Mm-hmm. But I read somewhere, and who knows, the internet's full of lies and truth, that most of Katrina still hasn't seen their Red Cross money.
Really? Do they try to save money for the next disaster? Or
I don't know. And I give them the benefit of the doubt and say they are doing good work, but maybe because they're such a big company, they have too much overhead, or there's too much red tape, or things are slowed down.
Yeah, that's like the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, the pink ribbons, pink,
yeah,
pink.
yeah, pink everything. They're all
No,
about merchandise and marketing because they're
right.
about awareness. They're not about curing
Uh,
or solving it.
uh, they're about. We know it's there.
Yeah, we're just making sure everyone knows about it. And who doesn't know
Doesn't
about
know.
losing boobs? Because
Yeah. That's a pretty
men
big
love
important.
boobs.
Listen, as an unpander, I'm going to say this, folks at home. I'm picturing Mario on the Mario Kart, but someone surgically enhanced some breasts on there.
Referencing a previous episode.
Was.
And
Good catch,
it's because
Alaska. Good catch.
go karts are rather bumpy.
They are bumpy. Oh my goodness. Huh.